Alright, I am here with a new pickup video with my finds for this weekend, the weekend of I went out on August, I don't even know the date anymore. This is a disaster. August 12th, something like that. Sorry, who knows. Got some cool stuff here. Not quite the score of a weekend that I got last weekend, last weekend was pretty incredible. Got a lot of cool stuff, so that's great. But this was still pretty good. Still pretty good weekend overall. I'll start out with Friday. Just a few finds, but pretty good stuff. I went out to a neighborhood sale pretty far away, actually. I needed to go up to the Stone Age Gamer store to pick up some pins, NES pins. I needed to buy a couple for extra NESs that I bought last week, where the pins were so loose I couldn't do anything with them. So we decided we'd go out to a neighborhood sale that was happening in an area I'd never have gone garage sailing before. That's kind of far away, about an hour away, and did all okay up there. Maybe not worth going all the way out there for regularly, but went to guy's house, and he said, I asked him about game stuff because he had some Xbox and 360 stuff out, and a Wii, like one of those Wii shelves that you can get that holds like 20 games. And I asked him if he had any more stuff. He said, I should have brought that stuff. I have it at my house, but I live like 5 minutes away, so stop back later. And usually when I get a stop back later, I have stuff. I'll stop back later, and they haven't moved from their spot. I forgot to go get it. I haven't gotten there yet. And you're just sitting in the seat, like doing nothing. Like, I'm willing to give you money, please. But this guy actually went back. So he came back with a stack of NES games. And I just bought them all off of him. He only wanted $2 each for them, so I just picked them all up off of him. Double Dragon, Tenjin Pac-Man. I'll go through the ones I did not have. Tenjin Pac-Man. I'll go through the ones that I already had first, and then the ones that I'm adding I'll throw in. Other ones that I already had. I had Double Dragon already. I already had Mario 3. This one's really rough. And Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. As well as the ones I didn't have were that Tenjin Pac-Man, Black Box Pro Wrestling, Gunsmoke. I thought this was Mega Man 1 at first, and I was excited, but it wasn't. And Infiltrator. So, nice stack. $16 for all of it. Got a pretty decent stack there. That's all I got, though, on Friday. Saturday, I went out and... I don't know if I showed this. I got Super Glove Ball, too. I don't know if I showed that. It was sitting to the side. I don't know. Then I went out today, which is Saturday, and went to a sale that was supposed to go on last weekend. I went all the way out there, about 30 minutes, and they weren't having it. Nothing was happening. But then I saw the Craigslist ad again. It said Sega and Wii stuff. So I went out there. They had a little bit of Wii stuff, and she said she just bought the Wii stuff for $100, and she wants to get somewhere close to that because they never played with it. But they only had like Game Party and Wii Sports, and I didn't want to. I don't need that. I don't need another Wii either. But I got the Sega stuff. She wanted $30 for everything. Came with a boxed Sega Sports system. I did not have this box variant, so I'll be keeping this. Came with a system. I don't need to show that. It's a system. It doesn't matter. As well as some games. NFL Football 94. Nothing too spectacular. Sonic 1. I don't know why there's a $5 sticker on here, because I got everything for $30. I don't know if I had this one. I don't think I had this one. You can play this with the Menacer, but I don't have one. T2, the arcade game. Don't believe I have that one. But it's complete and everything, so. This one was missing the cartridge I found, which is unfortunate, but not a big deal. Sonic 2. Joe Montana Sports Talk Football. And NBA Jam Tournament Edition. So nothing too spectacular there, but worth the $30. Not a great buy, but not a bad buy by any means. And then I went to, right down the street, there were another church sale. Like in their parking lot, they were doing it. And I was walking around there, and I see this case here with Boba Fett on it, and I was like, oh, okay. So I figure this is probably a DS case. I didn't see that at the beginning that there's a Nintendo DS etched into it. It's like, it's probably a DS case. I open it up, and she's like, oh yeah, it's a DS and some games and stuff. So the DS is just a regular old DS Lite here. A red one, but it has a Boba Fett sticker on it. This kid must have liked Boba Fett, I guess. As well as it had a little case of games. Nothing too interesting, really, except there was a reason I paid $40 for this. I wouldn't have paid $40 for it regularly. You can see the games here. Nothing interesting. I'm not going to read them out or anything. Nothing too great. But on this one right here, there were 4 games that definitely caught my eye. I have them right over here. I'll pull them out. Pokemon Pearl, Pokemon Heart Gold, Pokemon Black 2, and Pokemon Black. So definitely for $40 was I going to pick up a DS and 4 Pokemon games, and I'll just, dump the rest of that stuff on the exchange or whatever, the loose carts. I don't care about those. But yeah, definitely not bad there either, so that worked out. But yeah, that's all I got Saturday and Sunday. Nothing too spectacular, but, pretty all right. Definitely happy with my finds. Hopefully next week will be good as well. Well, I guess we'll see. As for the rest of my pickup videos, the last segment I filmed was two weeks ago now, as of the time I'm filming this, August the 26th, I believe. I went to 2 weeks of garage sales and found absolutely nothing. So not much to report on that front. Looks like things might be slowing down a little bit. August is never usually a great month, but it looks like things might be slowing down for the time being, so we'll see how things go from here. I keep going garage sailing as long as there are garage sales going on. They usually stop mid-October, early to mid-October, somewhere around then. But I'll keep going as long as stuff's going on. So I'll get into my other finds. I went out to the Mansfield, Ohio area, which is about an hour from me. There was a convention going on, the OGAT. I've been to it before. It was formerly called Gamers Con, which I believe my first pickup video, I picked up stuff from there and showed that off. So throwing it back a little bit. Usually it's a pretty good convention. This one was, not bad, but there was really nobody there. There wasn't too many vendors. It was a far cry from the last couple times I've been there, where there's plenty of vendors. This one had hardly any vendors. It was much smaller. It probably wouldn't have been worth my time going out there had I not scored at some other places. So we'll get into that now. I scored pretty well in the other area. I probably would have been far more disappointed with the trip out there had it just been me going to the convention, because it was not so hot. But the first place I stopped at was a pawn shop that I go to. There's a bunch of these little pawn shops around my area that I used to frequent, and they have dried up completely. One of them is dried up completely because it's right down the street from an exchange, which there's no way anyone's going to trade to them, where I think they give like a quarter for PS2 games, and I don't know, they don't get any stock in. They started recognizing me when the last few times I went in there, and they'd be like, we have not gotten any new video game stuff. So I think they've kind of dried up. I still check in them every once in a while, but it's all the same usually. But this one was pretty good. I did really well. Last time I was in there, maybe 2 years ago, I think, and I did all right this time. First thing I picked up was a PS2 copy of Taiko Drum Master. I did not pay $49.99 and get it with the drum. I just bought this for 49 cents here, as you can see. Paid 49 cents for a premium video game cartridge. So I got a Taiko Drum Master. I also got some DS games. So I had to ask them actually to bring the DS games out. They did not do that for me. They did not have them out. I had to ask them if they had any other DS stuff. So the DS games I grabbed were nothing too fantastic, but some stuff. Plants vs. Zombies. These are all loose. I like Plants vs. Zombies. I used to play it a lot on mobile. One of the only mobile games I've ever been able to get into. I'll have to see if the DS version is any good. Naruto Shippuden Ninja Destiny 2. These are all $1 each. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. And the one I was most excited to grab was Mega Man Battle Network 5, and real small it says Double Team DS. So that was cool to grab. Have to track down cases for those somewhere, but not bad at all there. I went to a buybacks, which buybacks is like a terrible version of the exchange. It's a really horrible really horrible chain of used media stores in Ohio. Most of them have shut down. All the ones that I used to frequent have all closed at this point, but this one was still open, and I figured why not pick some stuff up while I was there. This one I had actually done well in the past, and I did okay this time. I was looking through their NES games, and I picked up a copy of Sunsoft Batman for only $1.99, which I'm not sure why this is $1.99 when every other thing they have is ridiculously overpriced. I see stuff in there that's worth maybe $10, and I've, honest to God, have seen them try to charge like $80 for it at some different points, and I have no idea. But yeah, $1.99 for that was cool. And then because GameStop's doing a trade promotion right now, and they give pretty decent money for Mario Duck Hunt, I picked up a cheap copy of Mario Duck Hunt. I get some trade credit on that. Someone's gonna be mad at me for giving games to GameStop Retro Program, which I talked about my GameStop Retro Program thoughts in the past. I'm sure I have on Twitter, but hey, if they're gonna give them good money for it, might as well take advantage of that. And then what really sealed the deal on this trip and made it worthwhile was a Goodwill find, which this is one of the first Goodwill finds I've had in forever, and it was a real good one. Found cartridge games at the Goodwill for the first time, I think, probably 3 years, at least 2 years. I'm trying to think of the last time I found cartridge games, like retro games, and I think it was maybe the time that I found a Conker at the Goodwill for $6. That might have been it. Someone might correct me and be like, well, actually, you found November 14th of 2016, you found this cartridge. I don't, whatever. But found some stuff sitting on like their media rack. They were $2 each, so I grabbed them. For the Super Nintendo games, there was Mario Paint, which also GameStop gives decent for. I mean, like, they give like $7 for it, and with their trade promotion, you can stack up, and I'll probably get, I don't even know, over $10 for it, which is insane for Mario Paint. There was also just some filler, Bill Walsh College Football. Nothing too fascinating. And this one, I didn't notice this until before I started filming this pickup video. It's a real beat-up copy of NFL Quarterback Club 96, which I thought looked fine. I didn't even notice that it had been like rubbed against the pavement here. So, I don't know. And as well, we got some NES games, which was exciting to see. For the NES games they had, there was Disney's Adventures in the Magic Kingdom, which I just picked up recently, but this copy's pretty mint, so this might replace mine. This copy's real nice, so that might replace my copy. As well as, I'd never seen this one, MiG-29. It's a Camerica off-brand game. Had never seen that one. And then this one, a lot of people might not think anything of this, but this is actually really cool. I found a copy of Jimmy Connor Tennis, which, if anyone doesn't know, this is a really uncommon NES game. It goes for about $60, which I wouldn't believe it either if someone told me that there's a tennis game on NES that goes for decent money. But I was surprised to see, this was in there, and only $2. So got a real nice thing there, and I guess finds can still be found at the Goodwill, just maybe not my local Goodwills, because I believe most of my local Goodwills send their game stuff to the Shop Goodwill auction site. So that was nice find there. Nice to get a pretty uncommon NES game off the list. For the convention finds I got, not much of anything. I picked up a NES power adapter for $2. Nothing crazy, but I needed one for a NES system I was going to sell, so that was good. and some stuff. This guy had a table of stuff that was 2 for $5, $3 or 2 for $5. So I picked up a copy of F-22 Interceptor complete on Genesis, and I also picked up a copy of Dig Dug 2 on Genesis that also came in the sleeve, and it came with the manual. So I figured that was worth $2.50. So all around, hopefully they can still continue the Gamers Club. They actually, the last one they had was really, not Gamers Club, Gamers Con, but now it's OGAT. Last one they had was really good. It was actually kind of pretty close to me too. So hopefully they can continue that location, because that venue was really great. But I know that the owners, or the people who run it, don't live near that location, so it was kind of a hassle. But hopefully they can continue that in the future. To wrap this up, I guess I got a couple of exchange pickups. Another Dreamcast game to fill in the gaps. 4x4 Evo for, I think this was $3. I bought this a while ago. So another one I didn't have that I can fill in the gaps, and another one I've been looking for a while that I finally found at a good price. I really never see this game at all, and when I do, it's always kind of overpriced. It's kind of expensive. So I got a real good price on this. Beyond Good and Evil on GameCube. I paid, this was complete, everything. I was excited to grab this because it's a game I've been looking for a while. I've pretty much finished off what I want to get for my GameCube collection, aside for some of the higher end, like Gotcha Force and Cubivore and stuff like that. This was one of the only remaining ones that I didn't have. I paid $20 for this, which I thought was really fair, and I was happy with that. But that looks like that's it for this video. I'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you've enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, both at OmjoGaming. And I'd like to thank you for watching. I will see you next time.